This is a great looking Cherokee. The one I have here is the Trailhawk from the brand that started the SUV craze many years ago, Jeep. And they've added more features for 2019, more convenience, more power, and more utility. But let's get into the outside because that's what you notice first. Now, all of the Cherokees get a new look for 2019, and it starts with, of course, the iconic Jeep grille. On either side, you get bi-LED headlamps, you get LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights on the north trim and above. The way that the headlamps, the grille, and the front bumper are being redesigned makes it look much more cohesive. Around the back, you get a new lightweight tailgate that has hands-free operation, making it easy to get into the cargo area. Plus, there are 5 new wheel designs on the 2019. Now, this is the Trailhawk model, as I mentioned. It gets a higher ride height, plus it has higher fender flares, dedicated 17-inch off-road tires with class-leading 4x4 capability, plus you get skid plates underneath and excellent departure and approach angles for off-roading. Ever since Jeep brought the Cherokee name back, this vehicle has been a smash, especially with Canadians, because it's just the right size. And the updates for 2019 really are nice inside here. So I'm in the Trailhawk, as I mentioned. Beautiful soft touch materials on the tops of the dash, the door armrest, same for the center armrest here. Really nice features in this one, like a soft touch dash with stitching on the top, leather wrapped steering wheel, leather wrapped shifter, and you get the Trailhawk seats heavily bolstered here, heated and ventilated with the name embossed on the back of the seat. So all really nice looking. My wife drove this car and she called me and said, wow, these seats are very comfortable and I like the inside, and I do too. Now, let's get into the cargo area because I mentioned they've offered more utility. So side to side in the cargo area is now wider by 3 inches. So you can put things in there like golf clubs easily. Plus, the back seats fold down on a 60-40 split for even more flexibility. Now, if you've watched my reviews in the past of Jeep or FCA products, I'm always going on about just how easy and simple the Uconnect system is to use in the head unit. And speaking of the head unit, it starts at 5 inches, then there's 7 inches and goes all the way up to 8.4 inches, which is the one I have here. You guessed it, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard equipment. Now, Jeep has also updated connectivity. You get a nice USB port here in the center of the console and a power outlet next to it, and the same thing inside the center console. Plus, in the back, there's 2 USB ports, plus something you typically don't see in utility vehicles, a 115-volt household outlet, so you could plug in, say, a laptop as you're driving along for passengers in the back seat. Now, in behind the steering wheel, there's a couple of different screens. The base screen is a TFT that's 3.5 inches for all the readout information, and it goes up to 7 inches, and that's the one that I have here. So really nicely finished on the inside. A pleasant surprise when you get in and you touch and feel the inside of this new Jeep Cherokee, and that's what you do with your vehicle. You spend more time in the inside looking and touching it than you do the outside. Great to interact with, but it also looks cool, especially this Trailhawk edition. So let's take it for a drive. Now, one thing that impresses me about Jeep is they give you choices. A lot of other brands give you 1 engine, that's it. You get 3 engine choices with this Cherokee, and one of them is brand new. Carried over is the 2.4 liter Tiger Shark 4-cylinder, and then the 3.2 liter Pentastar V6. But now there's a new 2 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder available. This engine is rated at an impressive 270 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The 3.2 liter V6 might be the one if you want to do towing because it's capable of towing 4,500 pounds. The Cherokee is good on fuel, delivers 10.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 7.6 on the highway. So that Tiger Shark engine I mentioned has 180 horsepower, and the one that I'm driving is the 3.2 liter Pentastar V6 with 271 horsepower. And what's great about the Pentastar is the sound. It just has a nice sound from a V6 engine. And if you look across the industry, there are not many V6 equipped utilities of this size left. Cherokee's one of the last few. It's nice to have the option. So there are 3 different engine choices. There are 3 different 4x4 systems as well. There's Active Drive 1, which automatically couples and uncouples the rear wheels. So you go from 4x2 to 4x4 automatically. When you're in 4x2, obviously you're saving money on fuel, and it has instantaneous lockup to give you the traction when you need it. So that's a nice thing to have. Then there's the second, which is called Active Drive 2, which has a 2-speed power transfer unit and a 4 low mode that locks the front and rear drive shafts for low speed power and for towing, which would be a nice combination with this V6. And then when you look what the Trailhawk that I have here has to offer, it's trail rated. It gets a bunch of different things. It's got a 1-inch lift. It's got different front and rear bumpers and fascia that gives you much better approach and departure angles. The approach angle is 29.9 and the departure angle is 32.2. Plus you get the skid plates that I mentioned underneath, plus you get the red tow hooks. There's 2 on the front and 1 on the back. Now, one thing about this Cherokee Trailhawk, which is the same thing I found with the latest Wrangler, Jeep is doing a great job of giving you that trail-rated off-road capability, but also the on-road refinement that everybody is expecting with a modern utility vehicle. It was shocking in the Wrangler just how good that is on-road, and this is no different. You would think with a higher ride height and the more aggressive tires, sometimes more aggressive tires don't give any feedback to the driver, but that's not the case. So you could live with this vehicle every day in city situations, and when you want to go out into the countryside, say to your cottage or your cabin, you have the off-road capability that this vehicle delivers, but it doesn't beat you up. It gives you everyday usability. You know, my wife was really surprised by just how comfortable this Cherokee is. I'm surprised by that as well. Yes, there have been improvements made to this new vehicle, and they are noticeable. I love the interior, and the attitude of the Trailhawk I think is pretty cool. What do you typically get in this class of vehicle? You get 1 engine choice, 1 all-wheel drive system, take it or leave it, that's it. Not the case with the Cherokee, and certainly not with Jeep. With this Cherokee, you get 3 different engine choices, 3 different 4x4 systems, and what comes standard with all of them is an attitude and an off-road prowess that just can't be matched by any vehicle in this class. Plus, it's got a great starting price at $29,995. So if you need a utility of this size and you like the idea of having choice, Cherokee delivers.